What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective, and I'm here for the news. And yesterday, I reported on a clip of a tourist submersible that was going down. I think it was 2.5 miles, 13,000 feet under the water to see the Titanic. And they were paying $250,000 a person to go visit this. And I said yesterday, with the advancements in technology of cameras and perfect clear images, who need to go sit next to the Titanic? A disaster, an accident of epic proportion. The type of mojo you think will be down there will be ridiculous, but people want to go anyway. You know, do I hope they find them people? Yeah, because I'm a person who do have some empathy. But will I waste a bunch of prayers on people who decide to go 2.5 miles under the ocean? No. I mean, some things that you do, you know that there's an inherent risk that you might die. If you jump out of an airplane, there's a chance that the chute won't open. Do I wish that upon anybody? Absolutely not. But there are times the chute don't open. I'm not going to sit there and wish you died doing what you want to do. You knew there was a risk of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane or going into space. You know that there's a risk that something can go wrong. But these people did this shit anyway. And I'm going to go over this clip and we're going to get a little bit more information about exactly, what was going on with this. Let's take a look at the clip.
On board, heading for the wreck of the Titanic, has lost contact with its mothership. Nobody knows where it is or even whether the crew is still alive. But yesterday afternoon, we got some clues from the U.S. Coast Guard who may have as little as 48 hours left to find a needle in it. It is a remote.
Do I believe they're going to find these people? Eventually. Do I think they'll find them alive? Hell no. Is it possible they will? Yeah, anything's possible. And you would hope for the best for them people. Obviously, they're in a dire position, but hey, man. You would tightrope walking while inebriated, basically. You are dancing with the devil with this shit. You're doing things that are extremely dangerous and you can easily lose your life. And it looked like these people probably done lost their life.
Area, and it is a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area. But we are deploying all available assets to make sure that we can locate the craft and rescue the people on board.
What do we know about this vessel? Who was on board? Where might search teams find it? Just how challenging a search is this going to be? The submersible is called Titan. It's a small ship, only about 22 feet long, which is tight for 5 people.
It's just 22 feet. God damn, that motherfucker is tiny. That's very small. Oh my God.
One of those people we know is British billionaire, pilot, and explorer Hamish Harding. He's been posting on social media about the trip. Also on board, French diver Paul-Henri Nachelet, Shahzada Dawood, and his son Suleiman from one of the wealthiest families in Pakistan. And
well, wealthiest families in Pakistan. Might be some chicanery going on. Hey. This is Sports Life and Politics TV, YouTube's #1 couch detective. One of the richest families in Pakistan. That means he worth some real money. Chicanery? Maybe. My spidey senses, my Negro spidey senses, slightly tingling.
The CEO of the company that runs these expeditions itself, Stockton Rush. The seats on board the Titan are expensive. Typically, it's $250,000 for the opportunity. Titan launched Sunday morning from a larger ship about 370 kilometers off the coast of New York.
The interest in the Titanic is the reason we go there. Almost nowhere else in the deep ocean can you get funding to go back every year for decades and see how coral reefs develop, and see how metals decay, and see how currents change.
Yes, this is a ship.
And that's cool if you want to send like a drone down there, a robot, That's fine. We understand. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm interested in those type of things and seeing what's going on and seeing how everything's aging. But you don't need to go face to face to see that shit. This was pure greed. He didn't came up with a phony ass hustle and then probably got himself killed and 4 other people.
Designed to bring tourists to the Titanic, and in a pretty unconventional way.
Taking a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller.
Wait a minute.
These touchscreen.
Let me look at this. Now, somebody told me it was an Xbox controller. That ain't no damn Xbox controller. I don't know what kind of that shit look like a Nintendo GameCube. Oh man. This man running this shit with gaming controls. Now understand, that's fine to do that shit. You can kind of rig shit and do shit here and cut costs here and there when you're dealing with robots. But when you're talking about human beings, I don't want nothing, man. I want a real steering wheel. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want shit on Bluetooth. I want some shit that, man, I would have never went down there in the first place. You know, a nigga never died 13,000 feet under the ocean. That ain't gonna happen. But this man got a goddamn Nintendo GameCube controller.
So you want to go forward, you press forward. You want to go back, you go back. Turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody.
From what we know, Titan had already made this trip several times this year. But let's be clear here, this is a very remote area, and the ocean floor where the Titanic wreckage is about 13,000 feet deep. It takes 2 hours just to go straight down.
It is not for the faint-hearted to do something like this. To get in that sub, it's very close quarters.
But I just wanted to go over some of that clip. I got one more clip. They got another one. Let me see. Another clip where they kind of talking about it. I want to go over that too. Which one is it? This one right here. 5 identified and lost submersible near Titanic. So they're gonna tell you a little bit more about
Our crews were working around the clock to ensure that we were doing everything possible to locate the Titan and 5 crew members.
It is a race against time to find a submersible with 5 people on board that went missing on a voyage to the Titanic's wreckage. It lost contact with its mothership about an hour and 45 minutes into its descent Sunday. Here's where things stand right now. Today, the Coast Guard said there is less than 40 hours of breathable air left. The Navy is sending equipment that can lift small vessels, as well as experts to assist in the search efforts. The search is centered around 900 miles east of Cape Cod. We're also learning more about the people on board. They include a renowned Titanic researcher, the expedition company's CEO, a Pakistani businessman and his son, and a British billionaire. As ABC 10 News.
What kind of man takes his son on that shit? Hey, son, I'm going to go down there. This shit too dangerous. I'm not going to take you down there. No way, no how. You my heir. I got to leave you here. There's no way you take your child on some shit that dangerous. My God, what's next? Volcano diving.
Reporter Madison Wiles shows us that man has a tie to San Diego.
The search intensifying in the North Atlantic Ocean near the wreckage site of the Titanic.
All of our efforts are focused on finding the sub.
This submersible with 5 on board. We now know the missing include businessman Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman, renowned Titanic researcher Paul Henry Najoulet, and British billionaire Hamish Harding. According to social media, Harding's stepson is local to the San Diego area. Hamish posting on Facebook just hours before the dive, quote, "A weather window has just opened up and we're going to attempt to dive tomorrow. More expedition updates."
So that tells me, my common sense, that tells me that the weather had been bad for a while. That's just common sense because I understand, just, over the time of watching rockets and shit and rocket launches and shit and, weather might be bad and it might be a long time before a window opens up. And then sometime in that small window, you might take that chance. But hey, man, that was a sign. All that time you was waiting around, that was a sign that that shit should have been a no-go. Sometime your spidey senses should take over and tell you, hell no. When it's time to go right, when it's time to go left, you should have just went right and took your ass right back home.
Follow.
Big voyage to the world's most famous shipwreck.
Each person on board paying an estimated $250,000 to get an up-close look at the Titanic. Stockton Rush, the CEO of the expedition company, also on board. U.S. and Canadian Coast Guards have been scouring an area over 900 miles off the coast of Massachusetts, deploying radar and sonar capable of searching above and below the water.
The deeper you go, the pressure down there is like 450 times atmospheric pressure.
Dr. Jules Jaffe, a research oceanographer based here in San Diego, helped develop the visual imaging system that helped originally locate the Titanic. He knows firsthand the challenges rescue teams are up against.
The physics is something like when you're driving in a fog bank and you put your brights on, you can't see further. That's kind of what the ocean is like.
Former ABC News correspondent Dr. Michael Gillen remembers the close call he had back in 2000 when he was trapped in the propeller of the Titanic wreckage while working on a story.
I know fuck would you be that close to the propeller of the Titanic. I mean, some of these people, that's why I say, do you waste your prayers on people who doing things this idiotic? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with sending drones, robots and shit down there. That's fine. But to put yourself down there is just, that's just dumb. This makes no sense.
Literally, in parts of it, know exactly what it feels like. It's very scary, very claustrophobic.
Addison Weil, ABC 10 News.
OceanGate, the company behind this expedition, says the submersible is equipped with up to 96 hours of oxygen. They only have until early Thursday morning until that oxygen is expected to run out.
That shit is terrible for those people. I hope they find them, but if they don't, they died doing what they wanted to do, y'all. Period, point blank. You jump out of planes, you want to dance around volcanoes, you like to swim with crocodiles, you want to swim next to the great white shark, you want to do all these wild ass things, you want to live right next door to bears. It is what it is. You don't waste your prayers on people, you hope for the best and expect the worst. This has been Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective. I'm here for the news. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I just took your ass. All 5 of these people better hope they get found right. Peace.